Hello everyone, I'm Wisdom Happy, and today I'm joined with Dror Noy, who is working on a project focused on creating regenerative land management systems and regenerative culture. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
So tell us a little bit about Inhabit.
Inhabit is a project started 3 years ago in Colombia, out of the understanding that we had a group of friends, how it's important to learn how to inhabit territories. What is the meaning of living in a territory, to work the land, and how we can give this experience to more people, to connect with the land, to have access to land, and especially to work with indigenous communities and to connect with ancestral knowledge in this process of land restoration and culture restoration.
Amazing. So indigenous knowledge has so much to teach us.
Well, look, indigenous knowledge, this is the basic. Those are the people that really know how to inhabit land. They are the people that holding the knowledge for regenerative and sustainable agriculture, agroforestry, but also holding the spiritual and the cultural practice of how to overcome challenges, how to navigate life, how to live in community, how to self-grow, to heal, to deal with the complexity in life with the connection with nature. I think they understanding the deep connection of human with nature and able to navigate life day by day with those practices.
So tell us a little bit about your project in Colombia.
So our project in Colombia started 3 years ago with the first bioculture hub. What we noticed in ourselves, the founder of the project, that the interaction with the land, restoring land, starting from zero, and then see the forest growing, the food, harvesting, practicing, transforming, actually changed who we are. It changed our culture, our practice, our music, our food, the way we're interacting with each other. And we saw how we can connect this, like to see agriculture and human culture as one piece. And also trying to see how we can work by listening to the land. Maybe it sounds a bit spiritual, but I really believe that the land itself can teach us, can guide us into those process of what we should do, beside what we want to do, like what we should do, how we can sustain the land, how the land can, eventually I believe that the land sustaining us. So this was the beginning of the first bioculture hubs in Colombia. We kind of created this project, and with that we created another project also in Colombia, in the Sierra Nevada, in the Caribbean part. And this was like, okay, we have the experience, we know how to do it, and over there we create a place for cacao plantation and dancing, mixing, like, again, agriculture and sustainable business model, social business model with cultural practices that combine those two together.
How many people were in these biocultural hubs?
It was between 5 to 15 people involved in the process. And what we really want to do is like really to extend this network. We really imagine a corridor of those hubs happening in different locations in Colombia and later in different locations in the world. Those hubs can be an activator of different bioregional area. So we know that people have the desire to transform themselves, to heal the land, and to create more resilience system. But they need an example. They need someone braver than them in that moment that can show them and guide them how it can be. We sometimes call them neo-farmers, people that feeling this call to the land, want to transform their life, want to practice permaculture, community, but they need some bridge in between. So the idea of the hub is to be a bridge and also to allow people that want to travel from hub to hub. We call them pollinators. Those are the people that are still not ready to take the commitment to stay in one place. They want to travel. They're more like kind of, we can connect with this culture of nomads, the nomad tribes, and digital nomads today, people that want to come and gain their education by traveling and meeting different practices, and then starting to exchange and to pollinate the different hubs.
Neo-farmers?
Neo-farmers.
Neo-farmers. And these neo-farmers are stewards.
They are the stewards of the land. They are the people that taking the responsibility to protect the land, to cultivate the land, and to be the one that holding the vision as well. To hold like this essence of why we're doing what we're doing, this essence of regeneration. Because honestly, working on the land, it's a lot of work. It's intense. You need to wake up early in the morning. It includes animal life. Suddenly there is no rain. There is too much rain. Some crops being destroyed because other animals really like to eat them. It can be quite intense, and I think it's much harder than living in the city when everything is well organized and well structured. You're waking up in the farm and you need to know at least like 20 skills a day to be able to do problem solving and to plan and to organize and the finance. And those neo-farmers are the stewards of the land. They are the ones that really committed to this land. What we envision is that in the future we want to see more grassroots organization, not only private people. The vision of Inhabit is to support grassroots local organization that don't have the resources to buy the land and the resources to have like the startup, the seed investment. And we want to support them by a financial mechanism that we are developing based on blockchain technology. We want to tokenize land. We want to fractionalize the land ownership. We're playing a lot of with the topic of like the common goods. Who is the owner of the land? Am I really the owner of my land? And what's going to happen after I die? How we can change the way we see ownership and really secure the regeneration of the land for the next 7 generations. So it's not about what I want right now. It's about how I can create something that's sustaining for the future generation. If I have children or not have children, just to see a lot behind my own personal need right here, right now.
So it's evolving from this idea that we're owning the land towards a way that we're stewarding it. And you've created economic systems to help with that.
We create economic system, we're building a legal structure, an economical structure that will allow any person in the planet that want to be part to invest. To invest in a way that also generate a return of investment for what he's doing.
I'm imagining these little nodes in all these jungles and forests, and there's people, and the nature is protected because those people are there, and it's stewarded, and they're happy and content. If somebody watching wants to build a project, and with your help, how might they interact with you on that?
So if you're feeling this call to be a steward of a land, to join the Inhabit network, the community of or just to come with a good question, because we also like to be challenged in what we are doing, you're welcome to check Inhabit.one. This is the website, and from that you can learn more about our work, what we are doing, our consultancy, our token model, and get in touch.
Beautiful. So you mentioned that your second project, you all moved to the Caribbean coast. And it's a coffee plantation, and you said it's cacao plantation. And something different, you learned some things in that transition. You came fresh with this new project. What are some of the most important things you learned in that transition?
Good question. One of the best things we learn is, I think, planning. Because being a visionaries, we are a group of visionary dreamers, we learn like the big gap between dream and reality. How we can prepare ourselves better. How we can connect more into economical economical structure, economical planning, to be able to work a little bit more in control, you can say it, because again, it can be a very chaotic moment in those construction, in this development. So we learn a lot about planning, and we also learn about the power of community, how we can build a community and create a community even before we're starting to plant the first tree, and how we can connect more with the local ecosystem, with the bioregion, local organization, indigenous people. We are operating in a place that is highly complex because there is 4 to 5 different indigenous groups in the region. Foreigners, local, tourism, rapidly change, and like having this support, the support circle of the community, the local community and the international community that can come, bring input, help us get more people involved in what we are doing.
So you're creating this strong container of connection, and I assume communication that builds the community. What are some of the things that allowed that community to form, that feeling of community to form?
I think it's connecting to collective storytelling. Once we realize what is the story of the corridor, the story of the vision of seeing, like you mentioned, those different places, pins in the map, happening at the same time, collaborating, each one with his own focus, each one with his own business model, but in the same time, feeling connected. And I feel this essence of I'm connected, I'm part of something that is really significant to me, but also significant to our planet, is creating like this immediately attraction. Immediately, I want to be part, how I can be part, how I can help. And we're learning this, how we can enable more people to join, in which way, how we can communicate clearly what we need, what we can offer, and when to say, right now we are not ready, or wait a little bit. We are in this learning, in this development, so we can be honest with people that want to join and take part.
So tell us a little bit more about your vision for Inhabit, where you see it on the world scale.
For me, Inhabit will be the future of regenerative way of living. I see places all over the world, different countries, different agriculture and cultural practices that coming together with the understanding that we are part of this network of life. We are all connected. We are all connected because we're really connected with technology, with communication, but this way of working the land and being involved with the land, understanding how long it takes. Things take time to develop. We may be living in a very fast reality, but nature has its own process, has its own time, and we need to listen to this time, to this rhythm. So I see like a vibrant community, decentralized community that also able to take their own decision, that can have its own governance. We imagining in the future a DAO, turning Inhabit into a DAO. We understand that we are not ready for that complexity.
A decentralized
autonomous organization, that the member of the community and the member of the hub can take their own decision how they want to direct the organization.
But it's too complex.
Okay. It's a complex structure, and it's required to build complexity. We're trying to work with this syntropic perspective, how we can work from simple to complex, and not from complex to simple, because then we know we're going to get lost in the way. So we're building it, and we're building trust. I think trust is also a big part of what we are trying to do. We are not in a hurry. We know that we need to act. We know that things like climate change and indigenous rights and deforestation and human interaction is really urgent. But in the same time, those things taking time, and we understand that we prefer to live the natural process of things, listening to nature, working with nature, and trusting that the right people, the resources will come in the right time while we are sustaining the vision.
So what do you need in order to reach the scale that you want to reach with Inhabit?
I think what we need is more people involved, more people that care. We have specific needs in the organization, like we need a tech lead that will help us to develop more the NFT and the tokenization part. But we also need people that care about the planet, want to be part, have this passion. We need more support. And support is by getting involved, show up, taking initiative, show your leadership. Because eventually, for me, it's a practice of leadership, how we can take our vision, our idea, our inner knowing, and put it in action in a service of something that is much bigger than me. I'm just a steward and a caller to do this work, like many other people are doing similar things. There is many projects that have the same essence, and it's beautiful to see like more those mushrooms after the rain popping up with this collective consciousness.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience?
Keep regenerate, get close to the land, plant, and I think we are in really beautiful way to build a beautiful future for the next 7 generations.
Thank you, Dror.
Thank you very much.